All right, so took the wide body out in the canyon the other day, up to the mountain actually, just so I could do a good grip run before I went and got this differential to weld it. And I was gripping pretty good. I wasn't like trying to drift or anything. There was a couple turns where it did want to walk out from me, and obviously I stayed in it for drift. And so I wanted to kind of show you guys something that I'm not super proud of, but I'm proud of. So I got little licks up and down the side right here, and it's kind of dirty, can't really tell. I got mud all inside the wheel, the rear wheel, and I got a good little mud lashing and everything on the rear, right? Oh yeah, and right up here, right in front of the front wheel, one of the jack points, I still have some grass and stuff in here from when I slid that part of the frame on the side of the road. Now let me show you. There's this turn, I was probably going 30, or a little over 30, maybe 35. I'm coming around this big sweeper, and it kicks loose. It kicks loose like right here. So it starts to kick loose, and you could see the tire marks. It's kind of a trip. I didn't even think that I was going that fast, but I was going fast enough, obviously, to make it start to skirt out, and you can follow it. So here's the inside tire. This is my inside tire. See, it kind of goes up like that. All right, so the outside tire is spinning too, just a little bit. That one's trying to move too. That one's pushing asphalt. I'm doing a little street sweeping, cleaning. So you can see the tires mark up the white line right there. Still on it. Walked it off right here. I'm like, oh shit, right? Dipping one wheel, that's nothing, right? But here's the second wheel. So I got the ass end over here. Thank God I'm still holding. Now, this one right here slides right off, and I'm riding the edge. Thank God I'm riding the edge. I started to erode the road right there. I was on the throttle. So I pushed through right here. Look at the outside tire. Look, I can't even, this is my leg length. That's how far off it was, right? So now, see this little dip in the mountain right here? This is crazy. So this inside tire still stays on the deal. The outside one is gone because it's fucking not on anything until I touch right there. And I did an erosion in the fucking, all in the dirt right there. And then this one starts to come back up. Look, I'm just riding the edge, fucking it up, coming right back on, right? Well, so I thought. And then I go right through here. Bam, destroyed the tree, took out the marker, eroded more of the road. Then the wheel's really gripping. And then finally comes up right here, and fucking catch. And then swung it right back, then took off back up the mountain, past ridge. But what a trip. Look at the tire mark there. This motherfucker was on the gas. Almost dumped it. Definitely almost dumped it. I really was gripping. I was not intending to drift this turn. But once it went, I was like, all right, stay in it, just go. And fuck yeah, dude. Loaded. I guess that's pretty scary little bit right there, but at the time I had a blast and didn't really realize how serious it was until I seen my car, and I had to go check it out later. But yeah, man, look at that slide. So that's easily, like, with the open diff, I just walked that thing. That's easily like 20, 40. That's like a 60, 70 foot drift. It's over 60 feet for sure. But I swung that whole fucking drift. I was fine. So I guess I'm going way faster than 30 something that I was saying, because I wouldn't have been able to have this much power or torque. I was in the band. So man, what a blast. Little episode of Mike in the Mountains. But this is mornings on Montebello. I am up early on a Saturday, riding around getting some things done before tomorrow. Tomorrow's my move-in date down to Morgan Hill. I got the phone plugged in, back in the whip. Sweet. So today we are going to do a little bit of hustle and bustle. We got a couple oil changes to do. I've got to go make spare keys just in case anything were to happen. I need a spare set when I'm fucking out in the country or just away from people. And I just really wanted to go see my marks real quick, so I decided to take a quick rip up the mountain. And now I'm gonna go stop by my mom's, just grab some coffee and have coffee with her and my stepdad before I head out and about for the day. Here's another quick little fun fact. I like this one. I was like 15 or 16, and this sticker right here on the back side of this post, the Liquid Playground sticker, I put that there, and it's been there ever since, still holding. And I literally put it on the back side. And over the years, people have come up and tried to put stickers on the front up here, and not myself, but other homies who come up here rip them off and shit. So you know, it's all love out here when you're really out here. People know who's really out here and who's not, you know. But damn, I love this mountain. And I love this car right now, I'll tell you that much. I was fucking on the throttle, man. Did you see that? One wheel off the ground, caught again, and then brought me back up. Stayed on the gas. I had no posi, no weldy, but the tires were going so fast. They both created a burnout before and after the side dip on the mountain. It was pretty sick too, because I had a 3-wheel motion going. Had the driver's side front going up, obviously, because I almost tipped it, but fucking so much inertia going forward that obviously it couldn't be stopped. Let's see if I can adjust this ride height on the camera mount, just so you could get a cruise with me down the mountain. We're just cruising today, we're not going fast. But let's see, that's a little bit better. I should definitely try to find another camera mount, but in the meantime, this is one of my favorite turns right here. Just because it's a grip going both ways, but you have a huge view of the valley and in between the mountain right there. It's pretty badass. And excuse me. This is a good turn. Also, it's really steep, really tight. It's a slower speed, tighter turn, but I've had some good times on that. This is where my first video was taken. Right here, I was going 68 miles an hour right down this straightaway right here. And I passed my buddy. It was pretty cool. The GoPro, you couldn't really tell the speed, but that was fucking 65, 68. And then rolls down here into a quick little off-cambered S, which will set us up for the first downhill hairpin, which is a first gear turn. When you carry it, you can dump it and slide your ass end on this wall a little bit right there. Come all the way down. So much fun. Anybody who's wondering how fast I'm going right now, going 50, just cruising. Just in gear rolling chassis, really. And then you want to slow it down, check up to about 40, 45 through this section. Boom. Always hug that clipping point. Alright, now we're just about to the first set of big 180s. So right now you want to slow down, get your car balanced out. You cross the bridge, which means it's right here. So I always hug the bridge and then set myself up right here, and then just whoom, get a good flick and run this. You start from the outside, but suck in real hard, and you could drag that mountain as well. But that's the one that's going to set you up for this. Now there's a pedestrian right here, but you come on the gas and flick it right about where he's at and run this nice big wide turn. There's been a lot of cars that have gone off right here, but I've successfully slid it around this one a few times. On camera too at that. And on camera, which means it was daytime and no time for practice, so it was all first try, no warm-ups in the dry, which is fucking badass. With an underpowered car, you gotta know, especially in the mountain. All right, now we're down by the white picket, which means we're gonna run into a tight S. I can flick it right here normally, spin this into this, which is not a full 180, but you stay on it with a little bit of brake action, and when these bushes aren't here, you could definitely fall off. And then slide right here, and then power out. That's a pretty fun section. I like to grip that one more than I like to like just flick it and slide that, but I started to slide it after I was just going way too fast for that section. Now here's a nice little off camber, which means we're rolling from single lane into 2 lanes. And so right here, you're gonna balance out, get a good little, a mini feint right there into a downhill 180. It's only a first gear, but going up, you're fucking going super fast, and that's the last clipping point, super fun. That'll be a video for another time. All right, now right here, we're going into downhill 180, so you feint there and slide this 180. Nice. You're on the left foot brake as you're sliding down here because it's really steep. You can drag that wall. And then I've only been able to do it a handful of times, but connecting down into here. And then you power out. I backed it into a tree right there one time because there's a big dip right here. You can see the elevation change. And there was a car coming right here one time at night, but with the flash of the headlights, it seems like it's game over, you know? When I remembered immediately on drift that it's easily 60 feet away. But I took my eyes off the road mid-drift, broke concentration, wrecked the car backwards, and then that car came up and tried to stop, and I took off. But good thing we made it out here before all these bikers. Montebello is known to be a good biking road and a downhill skateboarding road. These guys are tripping. Double bike, you fucking retards. And then here's another downhill 180. You could slide a 4-turn combo going up, but down you can do about 2. And I tend to hang a wheel off right there and do a 3-wheel motion. It's always fun right there. Consistently too. Here's your spin around spot right here in the bike, or in the turnout. But now we're all the way cruising back down the mountain. I'd like to we've got a nice little off camber right here into a downhill left. You gotta watch this one too. You don't slide this one because one, there's a big ditch right here, but it's, there's hella trees right there. So like if you fall off the ditch or go off the hill, you hope for there not to be any trees, because your car could generally smash over a lot of things, even poles, like stop sign poles and stuff like that. But you don't want to fuck with trees. Trees will tackle you up and catch you in any which way nasty that you don't want. So I'm never saying it's ever a wise thing to be sliding out here, racing out here. But if you're gonna do it right. So you can also feint into this one, do a downhill right 180. This one's fun because it steeps and it kind of has a flatten out in the center of the turn. So you stay on the gas and it'll really carry you. And you're probably going about 40 downhill by the time you upshift. So you don't blow the fucking motor. And then this one too, this is one of my favorites, is feint into this one, nice and slow, but then pick up speed right here towards the white line, right foot brake, and then transfer over with a clutch kick and maybe a little handbrake just to set myself up for the right 180 right there, or right 90, and power out. Super fun. And then here we are towards the bottom of the mountain. Now here's where all the kids come and hang out and spin their cars around right here all the time. But So I can go down right here. I can get a feint with a handbrake, kind of get going, and then swing it this way. Stay on the gas and start to power out about right here to a manji, because I'm going downhill now. You can wing it here, and then boom, flick it into right here. Here's my marks from the other night in the bike lane right there, and then swing into a downhill right 180. This one you could back it in if you know how to do it, and then power out right here. And I always want to power out in this lane. I could if you're going wide and doing gnarly, you can end up in the opposing lane, but going down, this side hasn't been paved, so you can keep the tire spin without ruining too much of your tread right here. Stay alive, don't text and drive. As that fucking asshole on the bike's filming. Alright, and here we are back into the canyon. Now I've heard a lot of people try to tell me that you can go 100 here, and we aren't starting from the other side, but the other side I can only get up to about 75, I think, at the most, before the off-camber craziness. But try not to do that. You don't want to be doing that kind of stuff out here. This is not that type of driving. But here we are, get a nice little sweep in front of the water right there. One time I was going super fast, 4th gear in my 240, and right there, powering out of that turn, I was gripping and did a manji down this section right here, which is a 4th gear manji down this section right here is kind of gnarly, but it was such a blast. It was on accident, but I stayed in it, and I bounced back and forth like a pinball like 4 times. So it was pretty rad, like fully committed and powered out in the 5th. It was awesome. And then this is all back to gripping, but some of my favorite times right here. My initial dream as a kid or as a teenager was to work for the quarry that's up here and drive the street sweeper on this road every single day. Only downside is it was you can only go like 15-20 miles an hour, which I guess wouldn't be bad, but I don't have the patience to do that. I'd have to go faster. So now that we're just about out of the canyon here, the canyon officially ends when you do the drop down at the end. So right now we're just on this last little platform, this plateau, having a blast. This is where you're leaving the canyon and the air still smells real fresh, real nice. And here we go, up the off camber, a little step up. I like to call it the step up. And here we are, we just balance out into one last little squiggly in the flats. Here, going about 40. Speed limit's 30. And here we go. So I'm in neutral. And down the hill we roll. And we are back into civilization. Damn, I love it out there. So that's my first episode of Mike in the Mountains. Hope you guys enjoyed that. You got a little show of a walkthrough of a track walk of what I just did the other day. Proof that I'm actually driving. And then gave you a little quick downhill tour. Everybody goes uphill, and you know, you can do drifts uphill, but going downhill is way more real. But I tell you, that one going uphill though, I must have been going real fast. Obviously I wasn't looking at the speedo. I was just staying on it. Only way to do it. Till the next time, stay alive, don't text or drive.